Hello everyone, my name is Sondra. I'm one of the instructors here at the Kansas City Zoo, and spring has sprung. Even though we are not open to the public, spring has still arrived here at the zoo. So we are really excited to share some of the beautiful blooming plants here on grounds, and we have an incredible way to share that with you today.
Hi everyone, my name is Aleana, and today Sondra and I are going to take you on a reverse scavenger hunt. So we'll be walking around and pointing out some of those really special plants that we have at the zoo, maybe giving a few hints, and then it's up to you all to identify them for us. So once you view this video, you can comment on our video and help us name those plants that we point out.
So I have our first plant for today in our scavenger hunt. This is a plant that is not native to this area. It has some beautiful green leaves that are serrated on the edges, and it also has some beautiful red blooms. So I'm gonna leave it up to all of our Facebook fans out there to let us know what you think this plant might be. So this is plant number 1 of our spring tour.
All right, plant number 2 on our spring tour of the Kansas City Zoo is a type of tree. Now this is a really interesting tree because you could actually pet it if you wanted. It kind of feels like an antler or even felt toward the top of the branch. Down here the bark is nice and smooth, and then we also are seeing these really dark red sort of cone-shaped blooms, and the leaves are starting to open up a little bit and show this light pink color as well as lighter green. So that's pretty neat. That's plant number 2 on our Kansas City spring tour.
So I have our third tree on our scavenger hunt today, and this one, it has some beautiful green foliage, but it also has some beautiful blooms. So the blooms, as they open up, they will kind of fold outward, and I know that these trees come in different colors. So there's white, this one is a purple, and it is native to the United States.
All right, this is stop 4 on our reverse scavenger hunt. So this is another non-native plant that we have growing here at the Kansas City Zoo because it is really beautiful and it actually is very fragrant. So the flowers that are blooming right now smell really strong but really good. The leaves are pretty smooth and they feel kind of like felt. And some of the leaves actually have kind of a shine to them, and they have serrated leaves as well, serrated edges. The flowers that are blooming are white with kind of a pale pink bottom to them. So see if you can guess this plant. It is native to Asia. I will give you that hint. All right, this is stop number 5 on our reverse scavenger hunt, and I have another tree for you to identify. This is a non-native plant. It's native to Asia. And in some parts of the United States, like the eastern part of the United States, it is actually a bit invasive. It can grow aggressively where it isn't planted, but here in Missouri, that's not as much of a problem. So it's perfectly fine to have them as ornamental trees or decorative trees in your backyard. And that's where some of you might recognize this tree from. A lot of people plant these in their backyard. And as you can see, the leaves are pretty green right now, but a lot of times these trees will actually have really bright red leaves, or kind of a mixture between the green and the red. And in the spring, they also have these red, dark red blooms, and the flowers kind of bloom in this cluster.
So I have our 6th plant today in our scavenger hunt. So this is one that we plant here at the zoo. We use it for food for some of our animals. And it has some very straight leaves. They're very fibrous leaves. You can see right here, there's a lot of kind of fiber going through those leaves, and it's the perfect food for some of our animals. This is not a flowering plant, but it is part of our spring growth here at the Kansas City Zoo. So lots of things growing, and spring has sprung. So this is number 6. What do you think this plant is?
Thank you all for joining us today on our reverse scavenger hunt through the Kansas City Zoo. We hope you had an awesome time checking out all of those cool plants. Remember to comment below your answers for plant identification of those plants 1 through 6 that we showed you. And then check back later to see if you were right. We will eventually post the answers for you and you can see which plants you answered correctly.
Remember to keep that social distancing and washing those hands, and we look forward to seeing you back out here at the zoo as soon as we reopen. But for now, we need to say goodbye.